وأتمم له نوره واجزه من ابتعاثك له مقبول الشهادة ومرضي المقالة ذا منطق عدل وخطة فصل وبرهان عظيم. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. لبيك اللهم ربي وسعديك صلوات الله البر الرحيم والملائكة المقربين والنبيين والصديقين والشهداء والصالحين. وما سبح لك من شيء يا رب العالمين على سيدنا محمد بن عبد الله خاتم النبيين وسيد المرسلين وإمام المتقين ورسول رب العالمين الشاهد البشير الداعي إليك بإذنك السراج المنير عليه السلام. اللهم اجعل صلواتك وبركاتك ورحمتك على سيد المرسلين وإمام المتقين وخاتم النبيين سيدنا محمد عبدك ورسولك إمام الخير وقائد الخير ورسول الرحمة. اللهم ابعثه مقاما محمودا يغبطه فيه الأولون والآخرون. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما باركت على سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأولاده وأزواجه وذريته وأهل بيته وأصهاره وأنصاره وأشياعه ومحبه وأمته وعلينا معهم أجمعين يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد من صلى عليه وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد من لم يصل عليه وصل على سيدنا محمد كما أمرتنا بالصلاة عليه وصل عليه كما يحب أن يصلى عليه. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما أمرتنا أن نصلي عليه. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما هو أهله. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما تحب وترضاه له. اللهم يا رب سيدنا محمد وآل سيدنا محمد صل على سيدنا محمد وآل سيدنا محمد وأعط سيدنا محمدا الدرجة والوسيلة في الجنة. اللهم يا رب سيدنا محمد وآل سيدنا محمد اجز سيدنا محمدا صلى الله عليه وسلم ما هو أهله. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وعلى أهل بيته. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد حتى لا يبقى من الصلاة شيء. وارحم سيدنا محمدا وآل سيدنا محمد حتى لا يبقى من الرحمة شيء. وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد حتى لا يبقى من البركة شيء. وسلم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد حتى لا يبقى من السلام شيء. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد في الأولين وصل على سيدنا محمد في الآخرين. وصل على سيدنا محمد في النبيين وصل على سيدنا محمد في المرسلين. وصل على سيدنا محمد في الملأ الأعلى إلى يوم الدين. اللهم أعط سيدنا محمدا الوسيلة والفضيلة والشرف والدرجة الكبيرة. اللهم إني آمنت بسيدنا محمد ولم أره فلا تحرمني في الجنان رؤيته وارزقني صحبته. وتوفني على ملته واسقني من حوضه مشربا رويا سائغا هنيئا لا نظمأ بعده أبدا إنك على كل شيء قدير. اللهم أبلغ روح سيدنا محمد مني تحية وسلاما. اللهم وكما آمنت بسيدنا محمد ولم أره فلا تحرمني في الجنان رؤيته. اللهم تقبل شفاعة سيدنا محمد الكبرى وارفع درجته العليا وآته سؤله في الآخرة والأولى كما آتيت سيدنا إبراهيم وسيدنا موسى. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم. وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما باركت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد نبيك ورسولك وسيدنا إبراهيم خليلك وصفيك وسيدنا موسى كليمك ونجيك وسيدنا عيسى روحك وكلمتك وعلى جميع ملائكتك ورسلك وأنبيائك وخيرتك من خلقك وأصفيائك وخاصتك وأوليائك من أهل أرضك وسمائك وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد عدد خلقه ورضاء نفسه وزنة عرشه ومداد كلماته وكما هو أهله وكل ما ذكره الذاكرون وغفل عن ذكره الغافلون وعلى أهل بيته وعترته الطاهرين وسلم تسليما. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى أزواجه وذريته وعلى جميع النبيين والمرسلين والملائكة والمقربين وجميع عباد الله الصالحين عدد ما أمطرت السماء منذ بنيتها. وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد ما أنبتت الأرض منذ دحوتها. وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد النجوم في السماء فإنك أحصيتها. وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد ما تنفست الأرواح منذ خلقتها. وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد ما خلقت وما تخلق وما أحاط به علمك وأضعاف ذلك. اللهم صل عليهم عدد خلقك ورضاء نفسك وزنة عرشك ومداد كلماتك ومبلغ علمك وآياتك. اللهم صل عليهم صلاة تفوق وتفضل صلاة المصلين عليهم من الخلق أجمعين كفضلك على جميع خلقك. اللهم صل عليهم صلاة دائمة مستمرة الدوام على مر الليالي والأيام متصلة الدوام لا انقضاء لها ولا انصرام على مر الليالي والأيام عدد كل وابل وطل. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبيك وسيدنا إبراهيم خليلك وعلى جميع أنبيائك وأصفيائك من أهل أرضك وسمائك عدد خلقك ورضاء نفسك وزنة عرشك ومداد كلماتك ومنتهى علمك وزنة جميع مخلوقاتك صلاة مكررة أبدا عدد ما أحصى علمك وملء ما أحصى علمك وأضعاف ما أحصى علمك صلاة تزيد وتفوق وتفضل صلاة المصلين عليهم من الخلق أجمعين كفضلك على جميع خلقك. اللهم اجعلني ممن لزم ملة نبيك سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وعظم حرمته وأعز كلمته وحفظ عهده وذمته ونصر حزبه ودعوته وكثر تابعيه وفرقته ووافى زمرته ولم يخالف سبيله وسنته. اللهم إني أسألك الاستمساك بسنته وأعوذ بك من الانحراف عما جاء به. اللهم إني أسألك من خير ما سألك منه سيدنا محمد نبيك ورسولك صلى الله عليه وسلم وأعوذ بك من شر ما استعاذك منه سيدنا محمد نبيك ورسولك صلى الله عليه وسلم. اللهم اعصمني من شر الفتن وعافني من جميع المحن وأصلح مني ما ظهر وما بطن ونق قلبي من الحقد والحسد ولا تجعل علي تباعة لأحد. اللهم إني أسألك الأخذ بأحسن ما تعلم والترك لسيء ما تعلم. وأسألك التكفل بالرزق والزهد في الكفاف والمخرج بالبيان من كل شبهة والفلج بالصواب في كل حجة والعدل في الغضب والرضاء والتسليم لما يجري به القضاء والاقتصاد في الفقر والغنى والتواضع في القول والفعل والصدق في الجد والهزل. اللهم إن لي ذنوبا فيما بيني وبينك وذنوبا فيما بيني وبين خلقك. اللهم ما كان لك منها فاغفره وما كان منها لخلقك فتحمله عني وأولني بفضلك إنك واسع المغفرة. اللهم نور بالعلم قلبي واستعمل بطاعتك بدني وخلص من الفتن سري واشغل بالاعتبار فكري وقني شر وساوس الشيطان وأجرني منه يا رحمن حتى لا يكون له علي سلطان. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. صلى الله على سيدنا ومولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وأزواجه وذريته كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وأزواجه وذريته كما باركت على آل سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما باركت على آل سيدنا إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وآل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وآل سيدنا محمد كما باركت على سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آل سيدنا محمد. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عبدك ورسولك. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما باركت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم وترحم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما ترحمت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم وتحنن على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما تحننت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم وسلم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما سلمت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وارحم سيدنا محمدا وآل سيدنا محمد وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت ورحمت وباركت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي وأزواجه أمهات المؤمنين وذريته وأهل بيته كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما باركت على سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم داحي المدحوات وبارئ المسموكات وجبار القلوب على فطرتها شقيها وسعيدها اجعل شرائف صلواتك ونوامي بركاتك ورأفة تحننك على سيدنا محمد عبدك ورسولك الفاتح لما أغلق والخاتم لما سبق والمعلن الحق بالحق والدامغ لجيشات الأباطيل كما حمل فاضطلع بأمرك بطاعتك مستوفزا في مرضاتك واعيا لوحيك حافظا لعهدك ماضيا على نفاذ أمرك حتى أورى قبسا لقابس آلاء الله تصل بأهله أسبابه به هديت القلوب بعد خوضات الفتن والإثم وأبهج موضحات الأعلام ونائرات الأحكام ومنيرات الإسلام فهو أمينك المأمون وخازن علمك المخزون وشهيدك يوم الدين وبعيثك نعمة ورسولك بالحق رحمة. اللهم افسح له في عدنك واجزه مضاعفات الخير من فضلك مهنآت له غير مكدرات من فوز ثوابك المحلول وجزيل عطائك المعلول. اللهم أعل على بناء الناس بناءه وأكرم مثواه لديك ونزله وأتمم له نوره واجزه من ابتعاثك له مقبول الشهادة ومرضي المقالة ذا منطق عدل وخطة فصل وبرهان عظيم. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. لبيك اللهم ربي وسعديك صلوات الله البر الرحيم والملائكة المقربين والنبيين والصديقين والشهداء والصالحين وما سبح لك من شيء يا رب العالمين على سيدنا محمد بن عبد الله خاتم النبيين وسيد المرسلين وإمام المتقين ورسول رب العالمين الشاهد البشير الداعي إليك بإذنك السراج المنير عليه السلام. اللهم اجعل صلواتك وبركاتك ورحمتك على سيد المرسلين وإمام المتقين وخاتم النبيين سيدنا محمد عبدك ورسولك إمام الخير وقائد الخير ورسول الرحمة. اللهم ابعثه مقاما محمودا يغبطه فيه الأولون والآخرون. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما باركت على سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد
Hazreti Resulü Ekrem'in muhterem sallallahu aleyhi ve sellem Efendimiz Hazretleri Aziz Hakk'ına ve mutahhar ruh şeriflerine salavat şişege getirenlere ahir akıbetlere hemdara Aile vacı tahirat evladı Resulü Eshabı Efendimizin Seher-i Azam Resulü Ekrem Hazret Allah şeriflerine Birimizin Cenab-ı Habeşi radıyallahu anh Efendimizin Mihne Mendari Resulü Kibriya Ayyub Sultan Halid bin Zeyd Ebu Ayyub el-Ansari radıyallahu anh Şah Murşidan Şah Hacı Muhammed Bahati Nakşibendi el-Bukhari Mevlana Celaleddin Rumi Mevlana Ziyadettin Halid el-Baghdadi Sahibu Zaman Kıbletul İslam Şeyh Mevlana Muhammed Nazım Adil el-Hakani Sahibu Sayf Şeyh Abdülkerim Kıbrıs Rabbani Kaddesallahu Esrarunum Hazratın Ervahi için Hadimul Harameyn-i Şerifen Yavuz Sultan Selim Han Evel Fatih vel Magazi Fatih Sultan Mehmet Han ve Serdar Hakan Sultan Abdülhamid Han cennet mekan Firdevs-i Aşin Hazratının ervahına ve avni inayetine alal husus bu caminin bayinesi ve bugüne kadar işensinden gelmiş geçmiş İmam Muazzin Kayyim cemaatin ve kâfe ehli menrahi için Allah rızası için El Fatiha. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله هيا على الصلاة هيا على الصلاة هيا على الفلاح هيا على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
لا إله إلا الله الحمد لله الحمد لله الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسولنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين نحمد الله تعالى ونستغفره ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له أشهد أن سيدنا محمدا عبده وحبيبه ورسوله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وأزواجه وأصحابه التابعين خلفاء الراشدين بعدهم من بعد وزارين المتي على التحقيق خصوصا منهم على المتي خلفاء الرسول على التحقيق أمير المؤمنين حضرة أبو بكر وعمر وعثمان وعلي وعلى باقي أصحاب التابعين رضوان الله عليهم أجمعين يا أيها المؤمنون الحاضرون اتقوا الله تعالى وإن الله مع الذين اتقوا والذين هم محسنون الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا مولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين All praises are due to Allah, Lord of the universes. All praises are due to Allah, who says in the Holy Quran, in Surah Al-Ra'd, BismillahirRahmanirRahim, He is the knower of the invisible and the visible, the great, the high exalted. The same for him is the one who speaks quietly, and he who speaks aloud, and he who hides in the night, and he who walks out in the day. For everyone are angels ranged before him and behind him, who guard him by Allah's command. Truly Allah does not change the condition of a people until they first change what is in their hearts. And if Allah wills misfortune for a people, there is none that can turn it back, and for them there is no defender other than Him. He it is who shows you the lightning, a fear and a hope, and raises the heavy clouds. Sadaqallahu al-Azim. May all peace and blessings be upon the Sultan of creation, the master of the messengers, the intercessor of the day of judgment, Sayyidina Mawlana Muhammad Mustafa alayhi salatu wassalam, who said, "Tonight I have truly seen a strange sight. I saw one of my followers crossing the Sirat. At times he was walking, at times falling, and at times he was hanging on. Then I saw that the salawat which he had once read came to his assistance. It grabbed hold of the man, straightened him, and led him safely across the Sirat." May peace and blessings be upon him, his noble family, his blessed companions, especially upon the four Khulafa Rashidin, Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq, Hazrat Umar Farooq, Hazrat Osman al-Ghani, and Hazrat Ali al-Murtaza, and all those who follow them until the last day. May peace and blessings be upon the blessed Grand Sheikhs of this noble Osmanli Naqshbandi way, the guides on the way of the Sahabis. May peace and blessings be upon the Osmanli Padishahs, the Sultans who shaded the world with the justice of Islam, the lovers of Rasulullah ﷺ, the Hadims of the Awliya. May Allah love those who love them. May Allah curse those who hate them. Ameen. Ya ayyuhal mu'minun, O believers, we are drawing nearer and nearer to the 3 holy months, which have been given to us as gifts from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They are a means of coming closer to Him and returning to Him. They are a way of Him showing mercy to us. Allah is saying to the Holy Prophet ﷺ in the Holy Quran, BismillahirRahmanirRahim, say on my behalf, Ya Muhammad ﷺ, say, O my servants who have done wrong against themselves, do not despair of the mercy of Allah, for Allah forgives all sins, for He is most forgiving, most merciful. Sadaqallahu al-Azim. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving hope to mankind, saying that for the one who repents and believes and does good deeds, BismillahirRahmanirRahim, Allah will replace their evil deeds with good deeds. He is most forgiving, most merciful. Sadaqallahu al-Azim. Allah put us on a road, and the end of that road is our return to Him. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Our Grand Shaykh, Sultan al-Awliya Shaykh Maulana Muhammad Nazim Adillah Haqqani Qaddasallahu Sir, is saying, let's learn about ourselves. Let's learn our job, our honor. Let's learn about our fate. Let's learn about our Lord, owner of heavens and earth. Let's get to know His awliya and prophets, because their way is the way to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The way of prophets is the way you can go to Allah. How nice to return to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that way. Sohbat, association. It makes people to become better servants to Allah. Sohbat, association with the Holy Prophet is what made those great people into Sahabis. Our Shaykh, Sahibul Saif, Shaykh Abdul Karim al-Kibrisi Rabbani, Qadasla Sir, is speaking about the importance of sohbat, saying, association, people who are nominees to become better servants to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala learn. They learn only if they take the association seriously and what's coming through the sohbat seriously. We are just weak servants, nothing else. To know that is marifat. To know that you are a weak servant who is not good for anything, if the Lord of the heavens does not permit you, then you cannot move your finger. That is hidden knowledge. That is marifat. In these days, I'm watching here and there when people start worshipping a little bit, and when they start doing certain things a little bit, they think that they have reached to the highest stations, to Sidratul Muntaha, and they want to do whatever they want to do. So they run after their ego again from the other side. There's no permission. No permission to you and no permission to me, especially for those who are around me. There is no permission at all. As long as my eyes are open, there is no permission. You may run far away, that's okay. You can get up right now, every one of you, and run. You are not coming here for me. Your being here is not for me, it's for Allah. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is ordering to you, to me and to everyone, to be a Jamaat and to worship in Jamaat. If you're not taking that seriously, then you're not taking Allah seriously. Do you think that I'm going to care from someone who is not taking Allah seriously and His Prophet seriously? Think again. Either you take Allah and His Prophet ﷺ seriously, or there is a big question mark. Are we going to save our faith in the last breath or not? Who are we? The Sahaba Kiram, the companions of the Prophet, who gave so many things in the way of Allah and His Prophet, some of them made one wrong mistake and they lost everything. Do you think that you're going to reach to the level of the companions, of the Sahabis, any one of you, any one of us? What do you think? Do you think that because the other guy next door is not praying and you are praying, you reach somewhere? Reaching somewhere is taking Allah's order seriously. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is ordering to us, take me seriously. If we don't, then we will cry a lot in dunya and akhirat. You lose everything in dunya. Those who are beloved to Allah and His Prophet don't love you then. You can do whatever you want, but they don't love you then. That love only comes when you're obedient to Allah and His Prophet. If you're not, then you are separating yourselves from them. Week after week, year after year, I'm saying, Shaykh Maulana is saying, and we're going to say, the holy days and the holy nights are approaching. In these nights, take it seriously. Take it seriously. It's only 5 nights a year, not 10. There are 365 days in a year, and there are only 5 nights that are holy. You cannot keep up with that? What kind of faith you have then? Where is your faith? Are you going to give me excuses? Give me 1 million excuses, but it's not good for anything. No excuses can pass for that, for a believer. If a believer says, I have an excuse, in 365 days I cannot save 5 days for Allah and His Prophet, then I have doubt with your faith. We are not playing here. We are not here for a picnic. We are not here to have only good times and tea parties. We are here to worship. And those who does not want to worship, they have no place with me. They have a very short time. Shaykh and his words, they are alive and they are true. So we need to be in sohbat, and we need to be obedient to Allah's orders. And we need to make sure that the ones that are beloved to Allah and His Prophet, that they love us. We have made so many mistakes, yes. What are we going to take? What are we doing to take Allah seriously? What are we doing to become better? And our Shaykh Sahibul Saif is telling us a story of one Sahabi that shows that Allah and His Prophet will forgive anyone who runs in the way of Allah. And that history that our Shaykh is telling, it is a proof of the ayat that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that even the servants who have done wrong to themselves, that the mercy of Allah is there. But it is showing it is there for those who are running after the mercy, not those who are just sitting. Wahshi, he was the one that he killed Hazrat Hamza in the Uhud war. He was paid by Hind to kill Hazrat Hamza as a revenge. After some time, Wahshi's heart opened and he wanted to become a Muslim. But he knew that there was a death penalty on him for what he had done to Hazrat Hamza. So he sent some letters secretly, not saying who he was, to the Holy Prophet ﷺ. In one of the last letters, Shaykh is describing what happened. And the letters is saying, then Wahshi sent another letter to the Prophet saying, why should I believe to that Prophet? Just through the word that he had just put a death penalty to a person, how should the person believe and accept that he is not going to remove the death penalty? Maybe he will continue with that. How can we believe that 100%? I am not a believer anyway. At this point, the Prophet is not even knowing what answer he was going to give to him. And the ayat of the Quran came. For whom? For Wahshi. The ayat is saying, BismillahirRahmanirRahim, do not lose hope from Allah. Allah is all merciful. Those who lose hope from Allah, they are unbelievers. If you lose hope, then you will become unbeliever. And the Prophet ﷺ is sending that message to him saying, whoever you are, this ayat is addressing to you and people like you. So even Prophet ﷺ, he cannot do anything, even if he's upset. And that time Wahshi decided to come to Medina to see the Prophet. Nobody knew how Wahshi looked like. He was a huge black guy, very tall. He covered his face. He sat in the Prophet's masjid with the Sahabi Kiram and talking to the Prophet saying, if somebody has done something and if he's asking forgiveness, is Islam going to forgive that person? The Prophet said yes. And this talk was going back and forth until finally he said, Ya Muhammad ﷺ, I made a promise to myself that if you reach here, I will accept Islam. When you reach there, I didn't fulfill my promise. Instead, I ran away. But you followed step by step. I've seen and I've understood. I've come to a realization there is no place on earth that I can escape from you. Everywhere I escape, you followed me step by step. And I'm here. I am the person that you gave death penalty, Ya Muhammad ﷺ. I have to say this to you now because I accept that you are the true one. And now I can open myself to say that I am Wahshi. As soon as he said that, all the Sahabis, they stood up. They went to their swords and said to the Prophet ﷺ, Ya Rasulullah, don't give mercy to this one because this one harmed you very badly. This one harmed Islam very badly. This should be a lesson to all mankind. And the Holy Prophet ﷺ said to them, put your sword back. Come, Wahshi. Sit in front of me. If it is for me, my heart is hurt. If it is for Islam, say the Shahadat. And Wahshi said the Shahadat. And the Prophet ﷺ said, Allah has forgiven you. And I am forgiving you. I am forgiving you. But sit here and tell me how you killed my uncle. Tell me about the last minute of his life. What did he do? And Wahshi is saying, Ya Rasulullah, don't make me to speak. Don't make me to say this, please. Holy Prophet ﷺ said, no. Say everything, step by step, how you did it. How you became so cruel like this. Say to me. And he started addressing Wahshi, saying that Abu Sufyan's wife offered him very big wealth. He was then a slave. And he was going to win his freedom, and they told him that he should kill either the Prophet or Hazrati Ali or Hazrati Hamza. If he killed any one of them, he will be set free. Wahshi said, I went to the war place. Ali was far, you were far. Then I saw Hazrati Hamza. He was moving like a thunder, destroying everything around, knocking everything down. He had no fear. And it just happened that his back was behind him. I saw him from the back, and I have this spear and was very near. I just threw the spear to him and he fell down. I should stop here, Ya Rasulullah. The Holy Prophet ﷺ said, no, continue. Say how my uncle died. He said, Ya Rasulullah, I have to speak the truth to you. Before Hazrati Hamza, I have killed so many people, and I killed so many animals. After Hazrati Hamza, I killed so many people, then I killed so many animals. I have never feared the way that I feared when the spear hit him. And he just turned around and he looked at me. He couldn't move anywhere. He just fell down on his knees and he looked at me with hatred, talking to me with his eyes, saying, you are crippling Islam. For this, I am hating you. I've never forget that minute, and his spirit is always around me. I should stop there. No. Continue. Then Wahshi told what happened when Hind cut up the body of Hazrati Hamza. And Wahshi said, Ya Rasulullah, I should stop. No, continue, say. And all the Sahabis, they were crying when they were hearing him. Wahshi was sitting in front of the Prophet ﷺ. He just came to Islam and he said, I've never regretted anything in my life. That minute after I had killed Hamza, after that, I regretted everything. And I cannot stop thinking of that. And the Prophet ﷺ said to him, Ya Wahshi, now, to know that Allah has forgiven you. But from now on, don't sit in front of me. Always sit all the way in the end of the masjid. You are here to stay. All the way, sit behind the masjid, in one corner. Put your head down. Don't look at my face. Don't have eye-to-eye contact with me, because it may happen that if I look at you one day and I am in divine anger, and I look at you with that divine anger because of what you did to Hamza, although Allah has forgiven you, the curse will reach to you and you will enter to Jahannam forever. For this reason, keep distance from me. Stay behind. Stay behind the tall ones. Never look at my face directly. And that Wahshi, one of the worst individuals on the face of the earth at that time, he kept his promise. He didn't raise his head to the Sahabis. He didn't raise his head to anyone. His head is always down, covered up, never looking at anyone's face, sitting alone, praying all the way in the back, eating alone. A prophet was sitting there talking, the love of the Prophet enters to his heart. He was just looking through the corner. When Prophet turned to look to the other side, Wahshi will hide himself and try to look from another corner. Wahshi was saying, I've never felt hurt like that in my life. I did so many wrong things, so many crimes, but now I'm near to the Prophet, but I was forbidden to look at his face. After 1.5 years, after he became Muslim, the Holy Prophet ﷺ passed from this world. Wahshi kept his promise. He didn't come to look at the Prophet's face. He completely kept himself all the way at the back when they buried the Prophet. He only came to the masjid at night time, sitting, putting his head down and waiting. Then after some time, during the Khilafat of Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq, one liar named Musaylam al-Kazab came out saying that he was a prophet. And that person made a big fitna in the ummah, and it was causing a war against the Khalifa. And Shaykh Effendi is continuing. One night, completely in the dark, Wahshi came to the Prophet's tomb. No one was around. Wahshi made a promise with the Prophet after that day. He was not going to go killing anything anymore. But that night, he came to the Prophet's tomb. He put his head down. He wasn't even looking at the tomb, keeping his promise to the Prophet. He said, Ya Rasulullah, I'm intending to break my promise to you. I'm going to break it. I'm going away from here. I heard that it's in Yemen. I'm going there. I make oath to myself that I'm going to go and I'm going to kill him. That Musaylama, the one who declared himself to be a prophet. And one night, Wahshi just disappeared. He just disappeared. And he was walking. Don't think that he was flying first class. Don't think that he had a car. No. With that heat of the desert, Wahshi walked to Yemen. Don't think that he had anything. Don't think that he had money. Don't think that he had anything in his hands. All he did was he took the dagger that he used to rip Hazrat Hamza's chest, and he walked. He walked from Medina to Yemen. He passed the desert and he reached to the area where that false prophet was. And because he was sincere, because he kept his promise, because he didn't break his promise, he only broke his promise for the good things. He didn't have fear that he was going to die. Wahshi came very close to that false prophet. All his guards, they didn't know who this man that was coming, and they were just shocked. They just looked at him. Wahshi said, from the same distance that I threw the spear to Hamza, that same distance, I took the dagger and threw it to him. It entered to his heart. He died there instantly. His people got so panicked. I didn't run away. I just turned and I started walking away. They didn't run after me. Allah protected me. Sometime later, after Wahshi had finished his job, he walked back to Medina. He came to the Prophet's tomb again the early morning and said, Ya Rasulullah, my pain is a little bit easy now that I have killed him. You have the right not to forgive me. At that moment, he heard the Holy Prophet ﷺ speaking to him, saying, Ya Wahshi, Allah is very happy. His Prophet is very happy. Hamza is very happy with you. And I'm lifting the ban from you now. From now on, you can pray in the front line. And he became Hazrati Wahshi. Today's people, majority of you became more heartless than Wahshi. You are in the right way. But you don't have that much heart to cry anymore. No, because your heart became stone. Because you are not really caring, you're not really hearing, you're not really understanding, you're not really feeling them anymore. So wake up to yourself, wake up. This story is enough for every Muslim to live correct lifestyle until angel of death comes. Wahshi didn't go around praising himself later on, saying that the Prophet has spoken to me. No. Wahshi was saying that after that day, every day, I was seeing Prophet in the prayer in the mihrab. He was looking at me, he was smiling, and I was smiling at him. And the Prophet opened door to me, saying to me, look, where are you in the paradise? And I was together with Hamza. Hamza has forgiven me. So this is Islam, the role model of Islam. We forget the role models of Islam. We made so many other role models, and so many of you are thinking that you have become so merciful, but no, you became tyrant to your own self. So maybe you should go back, continue with that tasbih every day, saying La ilaha illa anta subhanaka inni kuntu minaz zalimin. These are the words of the Waliullah, the Shaykh of the Osmanli Naqshbandi Haqqani way, Sahibul Saif, Shaykh Abdul Karim al-Kabirisi Rabbani. For one who takes these words, keeps them in his heart, and lives according to them, he will find safety in this life and the next life. We're asking Allah to forgive us. We are making the tasbih that our Shaykh told us to make. La ilaha illa anta subhana in kuntum minaz zalimin. Amin. Astaghfirullah. Astaghfirullah. لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك والحمد لله شيء كثير لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك كنت من الظالمين لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك إن كنت من الظالمين صبوح قدوس ربنا رب الملائكة صبوح قدوس ربنا رب إن دين عند الله الإسلام قام الصلاة الله